Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel, where we bring you the most heartfelt insights, latest updates, and untold stories from the royal corridors of Dubai. Here, we celebrate not just the glory of leadership, but the emotion behind each royal heartbeat. Today, we delve into a story that has captured attention not for its extravagance, but for its elegance. The story of Sheikha Thani Al Maktoum, the remarkable wife of Sheikh Hamdan. A woman of grace, intellect, and unwavering confidence, Sheikha Thani has emerged as a quiet storm in the royal family. A force of compassion, vision, and undeniable pride in her own journey. Born into nobility yet defined by her own merit, Sheikha Thani carries herself with the kind of confidence that doesn't need permission. Behind the golden doors of the palace, she is not just a supportive wife. She is an accomplished figure with a voice that echoes in charitable halls, in cultural reform, and in the hearts of many young women seeking strength. Her pride is not draped in arrogance. It is stitched from nights of self-discipline, mornings of silent resilience, and a relentless commitment to stand tall beside a man as iconic as Sheikh Hamdan without ever losing her individuality. She takes pride in who she has become, in the role she plays, and in the way she commands respect without ever needing to demand it. Those close to the palace say her presence is felt long before she speaks. In international forums, local humanitarian efforts, and quiet royal gatherings, Sheikha Thani stands out with calm dignity. She knows who she is and what she represents, not only to her family but to the people watching her lead in silence. Her confidence is rooted in contribution, in knowing she makes a difference even if it isn't broadcast on every screen. Her pride is her strength, a daily reminder that a woman can wear both elegance and authority with equal ease. She is not simply proud of being Sheikh Hamdan's wife, she is proud of being herself, fully, fiercely, and beautifully. It's no surprise that Sheikh Hamdan deeply respects and admires his wife's unwavering pride. Sources close to the royal couple often share how their dynamic is built on mutual admiration. Where he is the poet, she is the quiet wisdom behind his verses. Where he is the adventurer, she is the compass that keeps everything grounded. And where he shines in the public eye, she is the glow behind the scenes. Her pride lifts him higher, just as his love encourages her to shine brighter. They are not just husband and wife, they are equals, allies, and best friends. And this powerful partnership has become one of the most admired unions in royal history. What truly makes Sheikha Thani's story so inspiring is that her pride is deeply human. She celebrates her wins, but she never hides her scars. She embraces her story, the one that took years to write, with patience, grace, and an unshakable belief in her purpose. From her education to her charitable leadership, from motherhood to international diplomacy, she walks through life not asking for applause, but deserving every standing ovation she receives. She is a queen in every sense of the word, not just because of her title, but because of the way she's earned her own throne within herself. As we close today's episode, let us remember that pride isn't always loud. It can be quiet, dignified, and glowing from within. Sheikha Thani Al Maktoum is a living example of that truth. To every woman watching this, know that you are allowed to be proud of yourself, of your journey, and of how far you've come. Because if there's one thing Sheikh Hamdan's beloved wife teaches us, it's that true royalty begins with self-respect. Thank you for joining us on Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel. Stay tuned for more inspiring royal stories, updates, and exclusive insights into the lives behind the crown. The palace veranda shines beneath a spill of dawn, and in that early glow she stands draped in shimmering confidence, shoulders lifted like an anthem, chin tilted toward the waking sky. Her poise is not borrowed from gold or gowns. It blooms from the quiet victories she has nurtured deep within, victories won in the hush before dawn when only resolve and heartbeat kept her company. In the hush of her breathing, she remembers every stumbling stone she turned into a stepping stone, every voice that once doubted her now an echo fading behind castle walls. Today she lets the sun witness what she already knows. She is a queen first in spirit, then in title. Inside the royal library, where ancient volumes whisper epics of lineage and conquest, she traces her fingers over embossed crests yet pauses on blank pages reserved for the present era. She smiles, because she realizes those pages wait for the ink of her own achievements. The scroll of her life is not tethered solely to a crown beside her name. Her worth is stitched into actions, charities she guides, children she encourages, women's dreams she amplifies until they roar past ceilings once thought unbreakable. Between tall shelves she walks with the certainty of authorship, aware that each step prints a fresh sentence of possibility for anyone watching. In the courtyard, fountains rise in crystalline applause as she greets ambassadors and artisans alike, no hierarchy in her attention. She thanks the gardener for the rose that opened overnight and praises the engineer for solar lights lining hidden pathways, both contributions vital to a kingdom that thrives on more than splendor. Pride glimmers in her eyes, not as vanity, but as rightful recognition that her voice steers policies toward compassion and innovation. She stands firm, knowing a single suggestion she breathed months ago now illuminates shaded gardens where children laugh after sunset. Even the stables, fragrant with straw and gentle neighs, are a chapter in her anthem. She strokes the flank of a young filly rescued from neglect, recalling how skeptics questioned her insistence on humane treatment for every creature under their flag. Yet here the filly glows with health, an emblem of empathy translated into practice. Watching the horse canter beneath azure skies, she feels pride settle warm through her chest. Proof that kindness is not softness but a muscular, steadfast creed. At midday she convenes scholars beneath airy colonnades, encouraging debates on renewable resources and cultural preservation. Her presence turns discussion into collaboration, for she listens as fiercely as she speaks. Pride again stirs, but it is pride in collective brilliance, in being a catalyst who sparks ideas then watches them combust into tangible progress. She is not a celestial body demanding orbit, she is gravity itself, holding diverse minds in purposeful alignment. Across the marble foyer, Sheikh Hamdan observes her with unwavering admiration, witnessing how her confidence radiates like a lighthouse guiding ships ashore. He sees that her pride is a flame he must shelter, not overshadow, for it lights corridors his rank alone could never reach. His heart, already bound to her by devotion, swells further with respect. He recognizes in her triumphs the architecture of a future they build side by side, columns of equality, arches of shared endeavor. Afternoon paints warm honey on terrace stones, and she pauses to breathe the scent of citrus trees. She reflects on letters from young women who write that her journey maps their own. With each syllable she reads, a seed of gratitude bursts into bloom, and pride unfurls anew, not self-centered, but communal, widening to encompass every heart she has encouraged to stand taller. In that moment she claims her right to celebrate herself, understanding that her example is a banner others rally beneath. When dusk unrolls lilac shadows, she slips into the great hall where candlelight trembles against vaulted ceilings. Musicians strike chords that echo through years she spent mastering both patience and strategy. Each note reminds her of nights she studied international law while the city slept, of mornings she practiced speeches until the mirror reflected certainty instead of nerves. As she glides past guests, they see only effortless grace, she remembers every deliberate hour that sculpted it. Pride glows gentle as candle flame, steady, luminous, earned. Later, beneath a canopy of velvet night, she and Hamdan walk the reflective pool where stars seem strewn like petals upon dark water. He tells her the kingdom listens differently when she speaks, that her courage emboldens his own. She smiles, letting his words fold into the archive of affirmations she carries. Yet she knows her proudest moment is not public applause but the quiet recognition in his eyes, an unspoken vow that her brilliance will never be dimmed by proximity to his. And as the moon lifts high, cool and radiant, her pride joins its glow upon rooftops and rivers, spilling into dreams of citizens who sense a shift in the realm. That greatness is no longer measured by conquest alone, but by the courage to own one's worth and wield it for the good of all. In that silver hush, Sheikh Hamdan's wife rests, gently, confidently, knowing tomorrow she will rise to new challenges, her pride a compass guiding her toward even broader horizons, her heart forever open yet gloriously sure of itself. In their private chamber, she removes jeweled earrings, reminder that adornments are just punctuation to the eloquence of her deeds. She stands before the mirror, meeting her own gaze with kindness instead of scrutiny. She hears the echo of generations urging humility, yet she understands humility is not the absence of pride but the wisdom to balance it with purpose. So she nods to herself, storing this equilibrium in the vault of her soul. Before sleep claims the palace, she pens a journal line. I am proud of the woman I have become, proud of the kingdom I help craft, proud of the love that honors my autonomy. The ink flows like truth set free. She imagines her future daughter reading these pages one day, learning permission to celebrate selfhood fiercely. Closing the journal, She feels pride settle like a soft cloak on her shoulders, light, poised, undefeatable.